आप MP यासीन साहब आपसे बात करेंगे प्लीज, आपने उनकी बात सुनी है, ये दौरान कोई ऐसे अपने बात को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना प्लीज। जज़ाकल्लाह, अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। शुरू अल्लाह के नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान जहां रहने वाला है। सबसे पहले I would like to thank my two brothers who approached me and asked for this meeting, Brother Mazhar and Brother Anwar. We had a meeting and we decided to have this gathering together. Obviously, it's a very serious issue. The Palestine Gaza is a very, very serious issue, very, very close to the heart of the Muslim community. So I want to come here. If there's any misunderstanding, I would like to clarify those. I would like to take any questions or suggestions which I can take back to the Parliament, can take back to my party, and tell them how angry or upset the Muslim community of Bedford is. So, can I start by showing my solidarity with the Muslim community here, also, most importantly, the community, the people who are dying in Gaza. As you know, the thousands of people died there, it's more than 9,000 now. And I made sure that I stood in the Parliament and condemned the bombardment of the Israeli army. I was one of the very few who started this, because a lot of people stood in Parliament and they raised their voices, but nobody was before me or condemned on the floor of the House the Israeli army. People are also upset with my leader Keir Starmer's comments on LBC. When those comments came out, we got a group of Muslim MPs, we raised this internally with the party. Few days later, Keir Starmer clarified or done some clarification. Some people are happy with it, some are not. Some are very upset about it, some refuse to accept it. I understand why. So when I met him a few days ago with other Muslim MPs, we raised this question again. And he said he had given this clarification already. But other topic we raised with him was we asked him to call for ceasefire. We were very active. We asked for the ceasefire. And as you know, you probably saw my question in Parliament, I asked for the ceasefire from the Prime Minister as well. So I asked Prime Minister earlier of the position for ceasefire. That evening or next day, he came out with he would tell you post. It was some shift, but not the shift I wanted or my colleague wanted. We wanted to go for ceasefire. We will continue to do that, and we will keep making those efforts. But don't forget, Keir Starmer is a leader of the opposition. If anybody got wait, if anybody would listen to the government, and we also keep pushing legislation for ceasefire as well. And I promise you that I will keep doing it. When I get the opportunity next time, I will do this again. I will stand up for the people who are dying in Gaza. They haven't done anything wrong. They haven't committed any sin. They pay them, they get their punishment. This is collective punishment. This is inhumane to say, to stop food, medicine, and water from those people. This is against international law. I'll keep raising that in Parliament. There is a demo coming up, I think, and a lot of people are attending that demo. I will try to attend as well. Unfortunately, on the one engagement in Bedford, it's Army Day. So there is a prayer in town to probably finish by 1 o'clock. So I'll try my best to join after that. I could. There's also a petition signed or letter signed. I'd like to thank all those who signed these letters, and I would see those letters and all those of their name and addresses on those letters. I will reply to them. So this is my few comments I wanted to make. I'm very happy to take any questions, unless there's somebody else who wants to speak before that. Sir.
Four questions so far. By Muslims first.
Okay. And also, when I go back, I will take your suggestions back to the Parliament, and I can promise you that I will work for you. And I will stand up for the people of Bedford and those who are dying in Gaza. I leave it to you. Thank you.
He lost. You want to go last? Okay, so we'll go.
Who's the next?
So the
mic is there behind you. On table right inside this.
वो बयान दिया तो अच्छा हुआ तो यूटर्न ले लिया तो अब तो ठीक है आपने भी सीज फायर में कर दिया आपको अच्छा काम करना चाहते थे आपने माशाल्लाह अच्छा ब्रेक काम किया पार्लियामेंट में आपने क्वेश्चन किया सबसे अच्छा क्वेश्चन था जितने भी आए किए इसलिए आपका शुक्रिया और मैं आपसे गुजारिश करता हूँ कि सीज फायर का प्लीज दोबारा आप सब दबाव डालें जितने भी आप एमपी हैं सीज फायर का दबाव डालें
So you want to take one by one? Yes, we have our here. I will switch to Urdu and English as it please the people. So बहुत शुक्रिया सुनी साहब मैंने ये रेस किया हुआ पहले भी इंशाल्लाह आइंदा भी करूँगा ऐसा लगे तो अपॉर्चुनिटी पार्लियामेंट इस हफ्ते को बात थी नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे को दोबारा मिलेगी तो जो ही आप ये एक बड़ी जो गलतफहमी लोगों को होती है कि आप किसी भी मखलूक का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते आपको वहाँ पर डिबेट होना चाहिए अकॉर्डिंग टू द डिबेट यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चंस आई गिव यू एग्जांपल अगर कोई नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड का क्वेश्चन हो रहा है तो उसमें मैं खड़ा होकर फलस्तीन का क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकता लाइकवाइज अगर फलस्तीन को टॉपिक चल रहा है तो आप यूक्रेन का क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते so you know some people do understand I understand but some probably don't. So you have to follow the rules when you're in the parliament. When you speak, you can cut you off, and you have to sit down. But I can assure you, whenever I get the opportunity again, I will go for ceasefire. I'll keep calling it until it happens. Thank you.
Who's the next Irfan?
My question is, if you truly believe Islam represents Muslims, especially Pakistani Muslims, with a sidestep of Kashmir, and now with Palestinian issue? That's a very good question.
It's a good question, Bob. I'm not in a position to make decision here. मैं यहाँ पर बैठ कर ये कह सकता कि ये क्या होगा क्योंकि ये डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम है वो मेंबर्स ने उसको पार्टी लीडर बनाया हुआ है और मेंबर ही उनको हटा सकते हैं और मैं इस बारे में एक अकेला बंदा यहाँ पर बैठकर कोई फैसला नहीं कर सकता
Who's next?
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to first of all thank MP for standing up and having the courage to condemn Israel in the House of Parliament. What I'd like to say is that we've got rhetoric from the opposition like Suella Braverman, clear-cut racist. Some of the comments that she's made at the protest are, hate protest and some of the chants like free Gaza from the river to the sea is extremism. But we don't see any of the Labour colleagues or MPs challenging their rhetoric. It's almost like they're going along with it, they're just leaving it. So it's infringing our civil liberties as UK citizens. And we should be allowed to protest peacefully, which we are. But it seems to be in many position it as a hate protest. And this is something that's going on. We don't see none of the Labour MPs speaking up against it. And I'd like to also echo Ahmed's question, which is, does Keir Starmer really represent the Muslims? Whether it's Pakistani, Bangladesh, or anybody, the Muslim vote is generally a Labour vote. Does he represent it?
Brother, thank you for your question. On the first question, Australia has made some very nasty comments about the Catholic minority communities, especially Muslims in this country. And we haven't done that before. I have family agreement. I was just coming back from Gaza. My first cousin sister died. I haven't seen anything happen today. So Gaza happened this afternoon, and I had to come back for this meeting. So I don't want to let you down. But on the previous question you asked, I have answered already. So we move on to the next question.
Who's the next? Yeah, Yasin, listen, brother, yeah? Hold on a second. It's a mic pass between him, mic.
Keir Starmer, he's your boss. Labour is your boss. He said, when they were asked him, what do you say about war crimes that Israel is committing? He said, I think politicians should stand back and see what happens, and then you can say whether a war crime has been committed or not. When he was asked the same question about Ukraine, he straight away said, oh yes, Putin is committing war crimes. He's two-faced, proper two-faced. So I think you need to tell him this, something about this must be done. He's completely against us, and he's against Israelization.
Sir, one of the questions is addressed is that
One moment, please.
One by one, please.
I'll take that as a comment, and I'll make sure that I raise it at the proper channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, next please.
one of the questions is लेकिन एक गल है sir, I don't support Labour, I don't support Conservative. I just believe that, in today's day and age, we're just basically, we're going round and round in circles. The war in Iraq, all these Muslims passed away. Obviously, I think us Muslims are marginalised. But I feel that, I've seen something with yourself in here. I came to you, I called you, asked you to come round and sat down and spoke. And I don't believe that you can make some major changes. But what I believe you can do is try to sway your leaders in your party towards helping the Muslims in Gaza. And I think if we all have that much expectation from him, we could probably get together and make this happen. We could probably do something for our akhirah. Yasin sahab to say, मैं कहते हैं MP हो बनो, ते वो 200 साल बस दे मारा ना किना. But I'm telling you that you're in a position today. We're coming to you, we ask you to come here where you can speak for the voices. And that's what we, at least as a minimum of that. We don't expect you to give us Sonia Sarkar, and Sarkar promise Thank you very much.
Anybody else have any question?
Kazim, sir.
My question is, you released a public statement condemning Hamas and supporting Israel's right to defend itself on the 12th of October 23.
Can you read it for me, my statement?
And on the 23rd of October 23, you issued a statement calling for a ceasefire. Yeah? Why did it take you nearly 2 weeks while there was 5,000 Palestinians killed between that time?
First of all, you don't take me 3 weeks. I've been tweeting. there's different things you can do on social media. One of the reasons is that I was out of the country. That's why I couldn't speak. Parliament is closed. Then Parliament is open. I was out of the country. But as when I come back, first day, I raised that question. On the Hamas issue, I don't support killing of innocent people anyway. This has been my stance from day one. I condemned the killing of Rohingya people. I condemned previously the killing of people in China. I also spoke on Palestine issue many times before. In July, I raised the issue and raised the issue of killing of innocent Palestinians as well. Before that, I wrote to the Prime Minister. I signed. You can raise it in different ways. I signed the 1685. You probably haven't seen that. Okay, so there's a different way you can do it. You don't only speak in the Parliament. You don't only issue statements. There's different things you can do. You can sign early day motions. You can tweet, and I have been tweeting. So between 23rd and my previous statement, first statement, I did 3 things at least: tweeted and also signed the 1685, which was asking for ceasefire and condemning the killing of innocent. So it's not only one thing I did. I did 3 or 4 things in between. You probably haven't seen them. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Yasin, I have a very short and simple question for you. Just asking, at the moment, what's your party leader saying now? Since this 2 weeks going on, is he same what he spoke to us right day one? And also, the second part of the question is, what's the rest of Muslim MP, what they do?
The first question, it's a really great question. Thanks for asking this. He actually proved, you probably heard the NBC comments that he took clarification. In my opinion, it took too long to do it. But he made his clarification that he was answering the first question and he got mixed up. On the second, he has moved. He has moved to Humanitarian Post after our meeting with him. And I'm very sure that we are working really hard towards the ceasefire. And we will convince him to call for ceasefire in the near future. And I promise you that me and my other colleagues will continue to do that until he goes for ceasefire and then government goes for the ceasefire, which is the really matter.
Yeah.
So there was one last thing that I did say to MP Mohammed is that in future, when it comes to a Muslim issue where it affects us all, be it Palestine, be it Kashmir, what I would like to happen is the mosque chairman at the time, be it Gaza or be it the next chairman, if another of us raise our hands and make the chairman aware, I would like the chairman to call you in to clarify these issues and obviously things that are close to our hearts so that, in future they can be clarified. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I think we're taking one question each person, please, so let other people ask questions. Yeah, if everybody's asking more questions. So it's very good suggestion. I'm very happy. But listen, answer now. So you asked the question on listen, answer. So I'm very happy to work with the committee of this mosque and other mosques as well. Not only this mosque, but other mosques. I go and do Juma prayer, rotate in different mosques. That's why we don't see worship Allah all the time. I try not to miss my mind and go to different mosques as well. I'm a human being as well. I make mistakes. Sometimes I'm not alert enough. Sometimes, issue family issue, some other issue I have as well. So I would like to ask you brothers, if you think I'm slow, I'm going wrong, please come and catch me. You can find me anywhere. I think about at least 6,000-7,000 people know my mobile number. So please, you can call me. The most community can call me. I'm very happy to sit with them on a regular basis and assess the situation and make the future strategy. And likewise, other friends as well. So please do not hesitate to come to me. I'll be very, very happy. I'm not here. We are all Muslims. We are all brothers. I'm very happy to work with everybody. Not only Muslims, but also the other communities that raise the issue with me as well. And I can believe me or not, the other communities raised Palestinian issue more strongly than Muslim community. I've seen 415 letters and emails. I can tell you majority of them are not from Muslim community. So other people are, they're very fair people in this respect. They raise the issue, they raise the issue of Rohingya. I was in Rohingya not long ago. And a condition I saw the Muslim community or the refugees there. I've never ever seen the condition people are living in. It's really, really poor. And you know, same thing happening in China. You know, the Muslim community is really suffering there as well. I tried to raise with the China minister once, and they didn't want to listen when I was in China a few years ago. So there are issues everywhere. I'm very happy to work with the community because I'm only one man. And if other brothers want to, and sisters want to help me and want to work with me and encourage me to raise something, I'll be very happy to do that. There are different channels you can do that. You don't always speak up in Parliament because it's up to speaker. Speaker sometimes calls you, sometimes doesn't. And you know, you miss out. Then you can sign EDMs, you can write letters to ministers, you can write open letters, you can do a lot of things. So I'm very, very happy to work. I think it's a really good suggestion.
Yasin, will you ask?
Push the button up.
Will you ask Keir Starmer to publicly apologise for what he said when he admits, which he shall admit, because it's all over social media what he said? Will you ask him to publicly apologise for what he said?
But I have asked them already.
I'm asking, will you ask him that? Will you
I
ask
have done it already.
No, but
Yasin Saab said that he asked him already.
you haven't asked him the question yet. You said I will ask him when I see him.
Next, anybody else?
It's a separate question, it should be answered. Yeah, he's asking if he's been publicly. I have a question.
You said I will ask him when I see him. So when you see him and ask him about the question where he said politicians should stand back and see what happens first, then say this is a war crime or not. But on the same question when he was asked about Ukraine, he snapped up and said, yes, Putin is committing war crimes. So obviously he said what he said, it's blatantly. Will you tell him to publicly apologize for that? That's what I'm saying.
I asked him to do that already.
But you haven't asked him the question. You just said a while ago, I will ask him that when I see him.
No.
Yasin Saab, you asked him. The main thing is everybody wants you to speak to Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
And obviously get him to speak a little bit.
Yeah. Next one.
When you messaged on Facebook, it was on the 12th, and when you started off, you said you were horrified by the scale of human suffering of innocent civilians in Israel and Palestine, and you're deeply concerned about what the future holds for the prospect of peace in the region. You strongly condemn the attacks by Hamas. I just want to ask you three questions. Do you believe and do you see Hamas as the rightly elected government democratically of Palestine? Do you also strongly condemn the attacks by Israel? Do you call on the Israeli government to be tried for war crimes for using illegal and banned weapons such as white phosphorus, which there is enough evidence of, and it's shown everywhere publicly? Will you support the protest that the brothers have organized from Bedford for next Saturday? And do you stand with Mahmoud Deen in his resignation from the Labour Party because they were trying to suppress him?
On the first question on Hamas, I listened.
Ambassador in Yemen. He issued a statement and said they are militant group. I listened to the president of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas. He called them terrorists, but then he deleted his after that his statement. What was your second question?
Do you see Hamas as the elected government, democratically, the elected government? Do you see them as the elected government of Palestine?
But I don't think I answered that question already. So I listened to Ambassador, I spoke to Minister, I don't know the history, whether they were elected or not elected, but I will have a look on that question. What was the second question? killing of innocent people. I did that on the floor of the house. What was the third?
Will you call on the government to be tried for war crimes and for using illegal weapons that are banned by UN standards again in the Geneva Convention?
To be banned, and also I can ask the government not to sell the weapons.
No, I'm asking, will you ask Keir Starmer, please can
I'm not debating. You asked the question, let me answer.
I'm clarifying my question.
Okay, no, you asked the question. You've got right to ask the question, I have the right to answer.
No problem. No problem. But I'm asking you to answer the question I'm asking, not the question you think I've asked.
Yeah. Well, you asked the question.
The question, I'll just clarify.
This is wrong.
Bismillah.
Brothers, please, This is wrong.
I will just clarify it. I will simplify it.
His question was, why everybody speaking here?
Please, एक सवाल का please thumbs up motion please. Request आपसे कोई भी बात का बीच में बात ना करें please.
I will just clarify and simplify my second question. The third question is, will you
I obviously condemn that this be used, and I don't support that. So any weapon used there, legal or illegal, the question is,
will you call on the Labour government to lobby for the Israeli government to be tried at The Hague for war crimes for using illegal weapons? That is the simple
how it works. How they basically ask for the investigation first. Okay? They will ask for the investigation. If they prove wrong or anything wrong there, then obviously we'll ask for the yeah.
Blatantly it's wrong.
I'm asking.
No, but that's how the government works. Bro, answer your question.
I don't think you answered my question adequately.
Next one, please.
With regard, and the other question was, will you be supporting the Queen's Park Muslim community who are going to be traveling to the protest? There's a seat available. I'm sure somebody will pay for it. And do you support our councillor Mahmoudin who?
Oh yeah. On the issue of supporting the demo, yes. As I said, I'm privately there. I have proposed something here in Bedford. And on the resignation, I don't think it's a solution. I think Mahmoudin is my brother. I think he made a decision that he wanted to resign and make protest back. I will carry on fighting within the system, and I'll continue to do that.
Sorry, thank you for coming today and giving your time to your community, to your constituency. I have a question for you. You are from correct, South Kashmir, a free Kashmir, alhamdulillah. They were free, on the other side of Kashmir they are occupied. I want to ask you, according to Protocol 1 of the UN Geneva Convention 1949, the illegal settlements that you condemn, rightfully so, you do, you condemn the illegal settlements in the West Bank. I want to ask you a very plain question, it's enshrined in international law. Do you believe in the right of the Palestinians to resist Israeli occupation and apartheid? And I mean, do you believe in the Palestinians to violently resist, according to international law, Israeli occupation? In the same way that I believe you would want the Kashmiris of India to also resist occupation. That's the question I'm asking.
I support political resistance. I don't support violence everywhere. I don't support violence anywhere around the world. I believe that the solution you only can find with diplomacy, with a cool head. I don't think going out and fighting as a result when innocent people die will achieve anything. So I believe, I answer your question. I want to see you ask the question, or I want to say. So I believe in diplomacy. I believe that the diplomatic efforts should be made and improved, and that's how you can find the peace. And we also believe in two-state solution. We believe that two-state solution should be on 1967 boundaries, and you can only achieve it with diplomacy
resistance is, so we just have some clarity. What do you mean by diplomatic resistance?
I never say diplomatic resistance. I said diplomatic dialogue.
Okay, so you don't support the resistance.
Dialogue, I said.
So you don't support the resistance.
I said what I said. You understood.
Who's the next one?
Thank you very much for coming down. You've answered a lot of questions, and just basically want to say that if some of you MPs who are Muslim or not Muslim in the Labour Party, if you can convince Keir Starmer to change his stance to a ceasefire, then that automatically shifts the pressure on Sunak, Rishi Sunak. And so because that shifts the pressure on him, so he's got a fear now that he's going to lose the votes. So he has to automatically go along with the ceasefire with Keir Starmer. So that eventually will help the cause and quicken up the process of the ceasefire. So if you can take what I was given to you on board and take it back to your parliament and take it back to Keir Starmer, and if you can shift that position, that will give a platform to Sunak, and then hopefully the ceasefire will come along. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think it's again very good question. We are trying already, and I promise you that we will keep trying. That's why I'm saying that I'm not resigning. I'll stay in the system. We need more Muslim MPs if we want us to raise the issue of Muslim communities around here and around the world. Our lobby is very weak. We are altogether only 19. When we have a stronger voice, come from all the parties, then it will make a huge difference. And I promise you, I'm very confident that together with other MPs, we will manage to convince Keir Starmer to go for ceasefire, and we also keep pressure on Rishi Sunak to do that. This one, they say, give credit where it's due. In the Labour Party, we are more than 50, 60 and nearly 100 MPs. We are calling for ceasefire. We're criticizing our leader in terms that the ceasefire has been called. We are still in the Labour Party. Only one Conservative MP asked for ceasefire and he got kicked out. This is the difference between two parties. The Labour Party is listening, and they're listening everybody. Whether we are slow or taking time, if things will. For Conservative Party, only one MP from Peterborough just tweeted and he got kicked out. I give credit to the Labour Party, and I think everybody should do well. But nobody from the Conservative Party is coming out and ask for ceasefire. This is the issue we have. Thank you.
I've got a few questions from some brothers who want to remain anonymous for whatever reason. Okay, let's start off with the first one. If Kashmir and Palestine are both occupied, so as a Muslim, do you believe in defensive jihad, or is it just simply political dialogue? That's the first question. That's what he said.
I'm sitting as a member of Parliament, and I am a member of Parliament for every community in Bedford, including Muslim, Hindus, Christians,
Sorry to interrupt you. We're asking, as a Muslim, highlighted this.
I'm trying to answer your question, give me a chance.
Clarify.
So, I'm MP for everybody. If you want fatwa on jihad, Imam from sitting next to me, please ask him. He will give the fatwa on jihad. I'm not able to do that. Sorry.
That's why Jazakallah for that. There's another question here. Do you fundamentally disagree with Keir Starmer's comments on Israel not committing war crimes? And if you do, why have you not considered resigning? That's the first question. I'll let you answer and then I'll give the second question.
I think I made the comment on this already.
That's fine, I thought you were going to say that. Okay, the second question was, will you call Israel a terrorist state for denying fundamental basic human rights by blocking water, electricity, etc., etc.?
Stopping water, electricity, etc., is inhumane. and I condemn very strongly, and I believe it's against the international law.
The question was, will you call Israel a terrorist state for doing so?
We have to, as a member of parliament, you follow rules, and I'm not in position to call anybody terrorist or not. What I'm saying to you is, I condemn their actions, and I think the stopping food, water, electricity is inhumane and against the international law. The other MPs we are working together, and we're watching what's happening in Gaza. And in any time, when further time goes ahead, we are keeping very close eye on this.
That's why you don't consider them a terrorist state. That's why. Okay. Brother Adnan has asked a question. In July, 5 pillars reported that 14 Muslim MPs did not vote against a parliamentary bill which will see public bodies fined if they support boycott campaigns. If the bill is passed, the bill will ban public bodies such as local councils from imposing economic sanctions on countries. The bill is now in its third stage. Have you voted against the parliamentary bill yet? If not, why not?
Excellent question. It's giving me the opportunity to clarify my position. Some people know, but some don't. There are different stages of bill. On the second reading, when 5 pillars reported that I will vote against it, I voted on the 3 amendments against this bill. 5 pillars failed to mention those 3 amendments. On the final vote, what happens is that governments, it's not a final vote, you go to third reading, then go to House of Lords, then come back and go to ping pong. So before ping pong, the oppositions give government another chance to change it. If they don't change it, then the third reading will vote against it. So what happened last week? The government brought this bill back for the third reading, but they only took vote on 3 amendments, which again I voted with the opposition, not with the government. When the final vote will come to Parliament, the third reading, I openly say here today that I'm going to vote against it.
Brother Don, a follow-up question to that, to his previous one about BDS. Do you, as an individual, and as an MP, and as a Muslim, support the BDS campaign, or are you against it?
BDS?
Boycott diversity sanctions.
I believe that currently is good. We don't need to change it. So it's up to local councils if you want to boycott the goods from Israel or not. Government want to change it. Government want to ban Government want to change it, and they want to ban the councils so they can't boycott the goods from Israel or any other country. I'm against it. I think it's against the local democracy, and I think the local council should decide this, and they are in better position. So again, I'm saying this, that 5 people did not tell the truth. The truth is I voted against it 5 or 6 times already, and I'll vote against it in the final vote.
If you got it wrong, we'll hear from your lawyer.
You didn't vote against it, you didn't make a vote.
No, I voted, there were amendments, there were 3. No, once I explained this already. No, okay, let you finish.
So you didn't vote against it, you didn't make a vote. Now you said, okay, you vote against it if it does go to the third stage. They didn't lie about you not voting against it. They said you didn't make a vote.
No, as I said, there were 3 amendments, very strong amendments. No, you're not listening now. Why I said this, on the second reading, he's not even listening now.
It was your son. Your son.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, so let's take one. So one thing is,
please, please.
Can I just say one more thing? They said 40 MPs didn't make a vote. They didn't say anything like you're not going.
Thank you, Adnan.
No, there was no vote. There was.
They're not saying anything wrong. You're saying that they said something wrong. They didn't say anything wrong.
No, what I'm saying is that they were right to say that MPs abstained on second reading, but they didn't tell that on 3 amendments we voted for 3 amendments to change it. That's what they didn't mention. 1 second.
We'll move on. The brother that asked about BDS, he just go back to me again. So I'm just repeating what he said to me, okay? He's saying he asked you personally, as an MP and as a Muslim, do you support the BDS campaign and all that it entails? So you personally, not governments, not local councils, you as a Muslim and as an MP, do you support the BDS campaign?
But if I vote against the next meeting, it means I'm not supporting anyone. I'm going to vote against the bill. It's very clear.
Not the bill, sorry. Actual BDS, so boycotting Israel as a state, companies that associate with Israel, do you support that? That's what the brother was asking. Sorry, I should clarify.
It's nothing in front of me. As a member of Parliament, the BDS bill is coming in front of me and I'm going to vote against it.
That wasn't the question. The question was, BDS is a political campaign to boycott Israel and all parties that do business with Israeli companies. Do you support the boycott of these companies?
It's up to the people what they do. It's the people's right. And I can't force or ask anybody to do one way or the other.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Anybody else?
Okay, on.
My question is that we're going to attend the protest next week as well, and the chant that's from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, is that anti-Semitic? If you can clarify that for our own safety, because it was mentioned yesterday as well in the protest in high school.
Can you repeat that question, please? I can't hear you.
Take mic, please. The brother is doing question. Take a mic, please. One by one, please. Mic's off. Maybe somebody put the wire off.
I'm not repeating the question. Yeah, I can answer it. Honestly speaking, I haven't got much information on this. I don't have enough information.
Because obviously
Honestly speaking,
there's mixed signals there. I mean, yesterday it was mentioned and no one arrested anyone. And in London, they're saying that if you say that chant, there's a good chance they'll arrest you.
They can't hear you.
Let me do something.
Repeat the question, please.
Yes, the question was the chant from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Is that anti-Semitic?
Please, everybody sit quiet, please.
As I said, honestly, I have to study on this. I don't know, because I haven't got information on this. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Yeah, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, next question, please.
Thank you for coming briefly to address my questions today.
Close the mic, please. Close the mic, please.
First of all, I want to ask. First of all, I want to ask. So you say you want ceasefire. What is ceasefire? Are we going to get back the two-state solution of 1948 or 1967? The original 1948. Remember that two-state solution is what we're looking for. Are we going to get back the land that they've taken from us? Over the years, every single day they've taken more and more land from the West Bank and from the Gaza Strip, trying to push the Palestinians into the Sinai Desert of Egypt. Are we going to get back the original Gaza Strip, the West Bank and everything else, all of the land that we've lost, if we are looking for a two-state solution? Second of all, when it comes to Hamas's resistance, would you say Hamas is a terrorist organization based on the following facts? So the past 75 years, Israel has been ethnically cleansing on the Palestinians. Then on October 7th, Hamas has now resisted and fought back. Now according to international law, this is not illegal and they have every right to do so. although the method of carrying it out was not ideal because innocent people did die. But now if you look at what Hamas did, was that a terrorist move? When Israel today are doing the same times 10 times 100 on the Palestinian people. If you cannot call Israel a terrorist state, then can you call Hamas a terrorist state in the same time? Because that's what they're doing. Yet we can't call Israel a terrorist state, and they've done the worst for a much longer time as well.
I think I answered the questions from already. And I'm very clear that killing of innocent people, anywhere I'm against it. And I said many times that the killing of innocent Palestinians, I condemn the bombardment by Israel.
On the two-state solution, on two-state solution,
Keir Starmer in his speech said that it won't be lip service anymore. We will make sure if we come to the government, we will make sure that we make some serious progress on this. I believe that the land being occupied by Israel and illegal settlers are wrong, they're illegal, and that land should go back to Palestinian people. And the other question I think I asked for, I answered already.
But it's 8:30 now, so we start about 7:30, we'll go to 8. So we're going to get about maximum half an hour, 25 minutes. If somebody will put the question, just one question please, and don't waste time please.
Well, my question is, when will the Labour leader resign or comments he made from no ceasefire? There's a video going viral.
Great question. Honestly, it's not in my control. It's really up to him if he, how long he wants to carry on. There's a system in place, and under the system, I have no power to sack him. There is a system, so the system will kick in. But after you asked very, very good question, well, thank you. Brilliant.
Just one last question.
What's up? Anybody back question?
And I'm talking about myself here, I'm not talking about anyone else. I basically would not require an MP, and I pray I will never have to approach an MP for my whole life, or anything. But when it comes to issues that are close to our heart, like Palestine, Kashmir, or anywhere in the world, if we don't have a staunch MP, then to be honest with you, it's pointless. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I've never asked you to resign, and I will ask you to resign. But these subjects are very, very close to our heart. These subjects are very, very close to our heart, and you have to understand, people have their own motives, people have their own interests with you. I have no interest, I have no motive. It's solely and solely for one reason only. You have a waist which is higher than our waist, and you have to use it. That's the whole point of changing. You don't even slow down the changing. There's no personal interest, no personal gain, solely for that second, that's simple.
Thank you so much. I think it's a very good comments. I'm very, very happy to do that. And I assure everyone in this room that I would not hesitate to raise issues of concerns in this community or the Muslim community facing around the world. And I promise you I will do this with my full ability and honesty, and you will see that in the future. I promise you. Thank you.
Yasin sir, what everybody really is asking for is we need you to be more vocal in your party and in Parliament, so people know that you stand with us. We're all getting mixed messages. Everybody feels that you're not saying enough when you should be speaking. And obviously, look, we're Muslims, you come from our community as well. I understand that you have a wider community to support, to look after in Bedford, yeah? But when it comes to issues with regards Islam, it regards obviously I'll go and send you regards, Shamir. We feel that you're letting us down. We want you to speak more, we want you to be outspoken. And, you know, like I said to you already, and I said to Gaza, you know, he's the chairman of the mosque at the moment. If there's an issue for us Muslims, we should be able to come together and ask the chairman of our mosque to contact you to clarify yourself, so we know where you stand. And then if you stand in the right place, we're right behind you. But just so the Asaf feel convicted will let down.
You're absolutely right. I think the words you guys can use, I can't use. So you go freedom when I have. There's a parliamentary system, only can use the parliamentary words. I only learned that when I got elected to be, I don't know this before, so you can say anything. We have researchers, they research for you, they make sure that you ask the appropriate words, and then you don't have to get embarrassed and speak to the test law. Because speakers are neutral. If you say anything wrong and use the wrong word, they will tell you off, and they ask you to sit down. On the other issue, as I said already, I promise you that I'll be available. But the Qasim as a chairman or the chairman of other mosques or the mosque I go every week, I'm very, very happy to work with everybody. I'm only one brain. So please come and assist me. And I'll be very, very happy to listen. I'll be speaking out. In Parliament, sometimes people think that I don't speak. But they don't look at the mediums, they don't look at the written questions, they don't look at the statements which I issue, they don't look at the tweets. The problem is, you put your name forward for debates, it goes to the ballot, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I'll give you an example. For the Prime Minister question time, I put my name forward every single week. I only had one in the whole year. So sometime, and 2 years ago, I had 3 in a row. So the system is, the people don't understand. It's a very old system, and it's still going, the old system. So sometimes there is no fairness. One MP may be getting question every week, and others are not. So, it's not that I don't try to speak. A lot of times you're sitting there, questioning in your head, when you can't speak because your name is not there. So this is the issue you have. I always try to speak. I always want to speak on PMQ and raise the issue. But you can't always get it. So please look at my script. If I don't get it, then I'll ask the written question. So I write to relevant minister or prime minister. So I put those on social media. But sometimes you guys listen. At least, people listen for verbal questions. Unfortunately, you don't get it. And if you get it sometimes, how it works is, more you speak, less you have a chance next time. So I try to speak on everything, but I don't get the chance sometimes. So please forgive me for that and give me that benefit of that.
Do speak more though.
Yeah, I do agree with Maz's suggestion. I think, Yasin, you can learn from that Sikh guy, from Slough, your colleague. He's very fiery. Yeah? Step up a bit. Yeah? And regarding the Masjid brothers, listen, we were asked to hold this event in the Masjid on a Friday.
That's right.
Yeah? So the committee decided not to because this was an answer question. Okay? So if you would allow Mr. Yasin to come, we would have still had your gillas and shikways. Why didn't you allow us time? Plus the masjid is not the place to bring politics, yeah? But we suggested Mazhar and Brother Anwar to tell Brother Yasin to have this in the community center, in the Islamic center. Look, mashallah, you've behaved very well. Mashallah, and it's a very good turnout, and I think very, very well for everyone. Thank you for everyone attending.